Hey y'all, this is Bloom here. I want to leave you a quick video. I promise I'm going to try to do better about my YouTube videos. I have so many other wonderful projects going on that I don't always think to make videos. And it's been so long since I've made a video that my selfie stick actually had a little spider in it with a precious little spider web. Yeah, that means I need to get back on the YouTube videos. And one of the things I saw today was Russell Brand, who's a comedian but also speaks a lot about spirituality, talking about creating an altar. Calls it an altar. Create an altar. And I really thought that was great that he's talking to the mainstream and the masses about things he likes to put on his altar and why. One of the things I found interesting though, and I felt like he missed an opportunity. Sorry, my selfie stick doesn't work because the battery died, so I got to switch hands here. I feel like he missed an opportunity to talk about why we make an altar. He talked about the things that he puts on his altar and how to bring spirituality into your daily life. But he didn't really talk about why you want to bring spirituality into your daily life and why you want to create an altar. And so I'd just like to add a couple things to whatever you would like to add to your altar or create a sacred space. You don't have to call it an altar. You can call it a remembering space or a spiritual space or a sacred space or whatever words work for you. I feel like it's important though to have an intention of why you work with that altar space. It's great to light candles for different things, and he showed some of that. And for me, the next phase of that is to remember that you have an altar in order to help you remember, and to help you remember who you want to be in the world, how you want to be in the world, being a kind person, being whatever you consider spiritual or good or whatever your thing is. And for me, I have an altar. I call it a mesa. It's an altar. I have a couple altars actually. And one is where I do work with people and do personal work, but also work with groups and clients and students. But I also have different altars around my house that are for different reasons. And so if you have an altar, it's important that you pay attention to it and actually work with it. If it's just sitting there gathering dust, then you have some really beautiful paperweights that are very sacred to you, but not necessarily a sacred space that you're working with intentionally. And for me, I have an altar to help me remember my intentions. Just like if someone wears something that's sacred to them, or somebody's wearing a cross, or somebody's wearing some article of clothing that's considered spiritual or religious, my personal opinion is that that's to help them remember their intentions of being a kind person, being a compassionate person, being in service to others, behaving in the world and doing things that they feel, are kind and being helpful. Whatever your intentions are, we come to our altar to have a personal practice, to remember our intentions, and so that when you walk in your house, you see that altar and you're reminded chop wood, carry water also includes your spiritual practice. And so that's why I like having altars around. And they can be as simple as a candle. They really can. It's more about what do you want to help yourself remember. Like if you tie a string around your finger to help you remember that thing you need to do later. This is how you create a way to remember your spiritual practice. If you have your yoga mat down on the floor, you go, oh yeah, I need to do my yoga practice. If you have your altar, your mesa there set up, you go, oh yeah, I need to take time and meditate or connect with my guides or whatever your spiritual practices are. So for me, it's really about how can I remember my intention, and my intention is to always be in service. So it's important that I do my self-care and take care of me and be in my spiritual practice regularly. So that's why I create an altar. I just wanted to share with you, and have a beautiful day.